Hi, welcome to Ikate's Crossing as we can continue our with the Arthurian Tarot, the Hallowquest, for autumn, which is, of course, the Grails. Okay, so I'm just going to do lesson 32, which is Gawain. Okay, Gawain speaks. My strength is greatest at midday, yet the enemies of the kingdom come often by night. I must hone my skills upon the stone of fortitude in all seasons to pit my body and spirit against the challenges which threaten this land. Have courage, be ready, and fight with me. Arthur's nephew Gawain holds the power of the Tanistay, or likely successor to Arthur. In Arthur's absence, he stands in the place of the king as defender of the passes, that the kingdom may not be invaded by anything that would harm it. He is the champion of the goddess, frequenting the company of women to defend their causes. Whether as companion or opponent, he shows the same courtesy which stems from his self-discipline and poise. In the early stories, Gawain is the most courteous of knights. The symbol of the five-pointed star on his shield was given him for his faithfulness in the challenge of the Green Knight. Within the autumnal Grail court, we see the withdrawn nature of the king within the cards of the wounded king and the sleeping lord, but Gawain remains the active and vigilant champion of the land. The Gawain meditation. Gawain is your companion upon this Grail quest. He shows you the strategies of defense and attack. You may call upon him at any point for help or advice on this quest. He may ask if you are willing to guard the pass for him. In order to test your aptitude, he will put you through 5 trails. He asks you whether you are willing to stand through the 5 watches of the night. He bids you remember the power of the Grail when you are tested. As the twilight falls, a woman with a child in her arm approaches you for protection. You may not leave your post at the pass. What service can you offer her? At darkest midnight, an old woman approaches you, asking to be ferried across a river which crosses the valley of the pass. She is anxious, crotchety, and sharp with you. Call upon what courtesy you can muster and help her across. At the first pale lightening of the sky, a woman sick of and contagious disease approaches you with a bell and a clapper. Friendless and unwanted, she asks for your company. Show her what compassion you can. As the dew rises, a poor homeless woman approaches you for alms. You have only enough food for yourself. Give what you can, remembering that you are not free to forage for anything more until the dawn following. At the first red streaks of sunlight, an angry woman strides towards you. She comes from a dispute with someone and is ready to strike out at anyone. Using all your self-discipline, calm and comfort her and prevent her from hurting herself or you. The sun now rises, and Gawain comes to ask how you spent the night. He listens and gives you a shield like his, asking you to represent the 5 encounters you have undergone. Setting 1 card at each point of the pentacle, he explains that each point represents the 5 duties of strength. The inside of the shield should represent your guardianship of the earth. This will be your protection upon the Grail quest. So now we're going to do a spread. Gawain's Fivefold shield spread. Sorry. For this reading, okay, you've got to remove all the female greater power cards to make a reserved pile. Okay, so you've got to remove all the female greater power cards. Okay, 1 second. Right, now that I've done that, put that to one side. Right, take these cards. Okay, Gawain's Fivefold. So the first card represents the nature of your service. Card number 2 represents your generosity. Number 3 represents your courtesy. Number 4 represents your compassion. Number 5 represents self-discipline. And then we choose one of these cards which represents the aspect of the goddess who oversees your quest. Okay, so this should be interesting. So this is what we're doing here. Okay. Okay, represents the nature of your service. Okay. Number 2, your generosity. Number 3, courtesy. Number 4 represents your compassion. Number 5 represents self-discipline. Right, and then the goddess card. So this represents the aspect of the goddess who oversees your quest. So which goddess oversees the quest? This one here. Okay, no idea what that is. Okay, so let's have a look. Nature of the service. Okay, Spear Maiden. Understand the message. That's interesting. What represents the generosity? Spear King. Represents courtesy. Grail 10. Interesting. Number 4. Represents my compassion. The Wounded King. 12. Being able to look at things from a different perspective. Look at what I've been sacrificing in myself. It's compassion. Oh, look at what other people are. Self-discipline. That's an interesting card here. Okay, Gawain. That's interesting. My self-discipline is 8 strength. Is 8, which is strength. It's interesting. Courage. Endurance, stamina, to keep going, to not give up sort of energy. Okay, so the aspect of the goddess. Okay, so we've got 9, which is sovereignty, which, look at that. I need to dive a little deeper into that. So the goddess I want to do is a little bit extra. So she is the goddess of the land. Lady Sovereignty offers her cup of truth, while beside her runs a stream of white, red and black liquid betokening the initiation, acclamation and death of the rightful ruler that lies in her cup. Arthur and all monarchs must acknowledge her, for she alone recognises the true king. Her ermine is the best of sovereignty. Okay. Justice, equality, rightful rule, vindication of integrity, fair and just exchange, balanced reaction, just representation, honest relationships. Truth and justice. It's all about the truth. Who oversees my quest. My quest is all about truth, all about honesty, integrity. It's interesting. So it's quite neat to dive into here. So I'm going to dive into this a little bit more off screen, of course, without going into too much detail. But so that's what you know. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the goddess card. So remember to sort of take out any cards that are more female energy, because you're going to take out your cards that have sort of that female energy, and then you're going to use that as the goddess aspect. Okay, interesting. So that's it from me. Don't forget to check the links down below, check the links on my channel, like, subscribe and ring the bell so you know when the next video will be uploaded. Take care and blessed be.